Here's Newcastle with a chance. Are they going to hit back in the opening moments of the second half? Boyd still going. Boyd, he's got within about 8 metres. The pass, it's picked up by Miller. Now there's a chance they must score. He's in. Butterfield, I think it is, who scored. Looks to be a try to Newcastle. It looked to be the big prop forward, Tony Butterfield, who's dived over.
8 metres short on the last tackle. Butterfield, the little kick ahead. Butterfield might get it. He will. He'll score. It's a try. It's a try, all right.
Tony Butterfield, welcome to the Fan.
Thanks, Fossey. Good to be here.
What a beautiful spot. I mean, you know, so many people use the tag God's country, but this may well be it.
No, this is gorgeous. The club's been here for over 50 years, built by some pioneers, and it's now what you see here. This was an old coal mine, actually.
Now, listen, I've got to start off right off the top. How's the health? It's not so long ago that you suffered a heart attack while playing with some of your best football mates.
Yeah.
Found yourself, could have been the end of you in the dressing room, team song.
Yeah. A send-off. It gave me an opportunity. I think everybody who gets to 50 needs to take 2 years off. A lot of stress and a lot of anxiety and a lot of dramas in the life. And so I adjusted diet, adjusted meditation, breathing.
Well, you're sitting here fit now.
Yeah, no. Well,
Beats the alternative.
I was 112 when I had the heart thing, and I'm down to about 95.
Good on you. Wow.
And,
now, look, let's go back over rugby league career, because I think most watching right now know you as, they're thinking Newcastle through and through, but it's not true. I mean, it's Penrith. You are Penrith born and bred, and that's where the first grade career started. Yeah,
I played a few games there. It was mostly in the juniors. Tim Sheens actually came to the club, put a broom through the old approach and said, listen, we're going to be a development club. As a result of that, they brought myself in, blokes like Mark Geyer, Johnny Cartwright, Mark Carroll, Collie Vandervoort, Dougie Delaney. The names just go on and on, and that was the basis, including Brandy.
So that means, and you played 4 first-grade games for Penrith, that's a big jump out of what would have been your comfort zone, your area, to join, the Newcastle Knights, the new kids on the block?
Yeah, no, it was...
Big risk?
Well, a lot of my mates were telling me, mate, why are you going to Newcastle? It's a hole. And...
steady on. Well, that's what they were saying.
That's what they were saying. And I said, well, I was going nowhere down there. I had 4 years at Penrith. I'd probably played 70, 80 lower grade games and plus a few first grade games. And this was an opportunity to sort of close one chapter and move up here. Plus, it was very attractive, as I imagine, to all of the new clubs over the past 2 decades. The opportunity to be a pioneer, which was how it was sold to me. And an opportunity to really start to set the foundations as to how the club should operate, how it should approach the game, and hopefully that would sort of provide some legacy.
Well, you joined the Knights, and you are there. You are part of the team forevermore. When they list and you go through record books, the first Newcastle side that played Parramatta. Is that still vivid in the memory, that very first game, being part of that?
They had a great team. But the real moment actually was 2 weeks earlier, where we played the premiers from the year before, which was Manly.
Manly, yes.
Manly came up here thinking, OK, we'll play the game, we'll go out to Benny's or some of the nightclubs, and it was a cruisy trip up here. Our approach under Alan McMahon and Alan Bell was to ambush them.
Right.
And an inquisitive crowd turned up, probably about 20,000, just to see how it would go and how hopefully we didn't get smashed by the premiers. Well, to win the game, we actually did a little lap of honour.
Oh, nice, in a trial, lap of honour.
Nice. which was great, but that was the moment that the hometown realised, hang on, we can support these guys. A bit like what we saw at the Dolphins.
Yeah, sure.
And history records that within the first 5 games from that Manly game through the first 4 home games in that first season, we accumulated 125,000 people attended the game.
Wow.
Down the blind, Andrew John. Inside for Albert. Albert will score. Albert will score. Newcastle have won the grand final. Albert is over.
Put it in layman's terms, because I would have no idea what it's like to win a grand final, to play all your life rugby league. You work so hard, and then for this club, Newcastle, for all intents and purposes, that you played all of your first grade career, and then success comes to you?
Oh,
Put it in words.
Well, it was very emotional, and I couldn't believe it, really, because we'd come from such humble beginnings, and whilst, for that previous 10 years, I believed that we could do it, but it would take time. But gradually, as we started to bring some of the more respected and talented locals in, started with, say, Andrew and Matthew Johns and Adam Muirs and these sorts of blokes, and continued on with the Brad Goddins and eventually Gidleys and all these sorts of guys. But we built on that base of old fellas. There was myself and Paul Harrigan and Mark Glamble as sort of the senior guys who had been there sort of from the start. So we carried that theme forward to educate the young blokes. They loved the culture.
Just trying to think, where are you on the Albert try? I was just trying to think, where are you when Darren goes over? Albert will score. Newcastle have won the grand final.
Well, mate, that's an interesting story. Hughesy's got his own story about that, but I was exhausted. I remember saying to Chief, just before we took the pot at the field goal, that I'm not sure I can go another 20. For some reason, we ended up right on the edge. Yeah. So I've run over to be dummy half, and I'm now commanding the troops. Joey, you go to +1. Matty's gone to +2. He's going to have another shot at field goal. We're going to win this game. Yep. Now, Joey's sitting at +1, and then at the last second, because he'd been telling us about how Hopper and Cliffy were lazy at marker, he eventually said, "Butsy, piss off. Piss off." Now,
this is the writing of history here.
I was going to tell him, "No, I'm the senior player here, matey. You get back into your +1." Yes. But I'm glad I had the judgment. I just stepped back and I just stood there and watched this brilliance take over, because I'm thinking, OK, it's going to get past out there. But no, he dummies, goes down there. I'm actually standing, Darren Albert's behind me. Oh. So he actually comes past me, and I'm just...
Could have been.
I'm just standing.
Could have been. Johns. Butterfield.
I'm not sure I would have
Butterfield will score. Newcastle have won the grand final. No?
But these... Not quite. These are the little things, and this is, I guess, why everybody loves to play and be involved in things that are very challenging, because the difference between winning and losing is so minuscule.
Pretty big moment in the career. I'm going to ask you straight out. I've already said you're a straight shooter. Is Tony Butterfield a fibber?
Oh, depends what we're fibbing about.
Well, the try. Mate, that try, that is one of the most disgraceful, false celebrations of a try I think I've ever seen.
Butterfield, the little kick ahead. Butterfield might get it. He will. He'll score. David Boyd with a little grubber kick just through. Watch him ground the football. Does he get it down? I think he missed it. Butterfield, rather, just watch him again and this little kick through. And we'll have to wait. He missed the football. The try has been awarded. Lucky.
The double fist, not the single fist pump, the double fist pump for a bloke who's bounced the ball like an NBA star forward.
Yeah, well, may you say that.
Yes, well, may I say that, and I have. No apologies.
No apologies, and none needed. In fact, what happened, Dave Manson, who was a very good referee,
outstanding.
Dave noticed after I grubbed the ball into the in-goal, first time I ever grubbed a ball in the in-goal, I've got to say, and this was the seminal moment. We win this game, we'd have the play-off for fifth, first time ever in the semis. And just as the ball went down, I've just got one little fingertip to it. Now, I hoped Dave saw that. I can absolutely understand how you misconstrue what actually happened.
So I might be the subject of legal action. You're saying that
No. It was the first touch, which nobody noticed except for the bloke on the spot who had to make the call.
Oh, it's a great moment.
And if you remember, mate, he had his hand doing that before I did the... And I assume you're going to play this?
Yes.
OK, well then...
Your assumption is correct.
OK.
We'll let the viewer be judge and jury. You can take it to your grave, be that a long way down the track, that you scored that try with one pinky.
You watch it, mate.
Yeah.
You watch it.
Thanks for coming on The Fan.
Good to see you, brother.
Cheers.